Hey there! If you're into jaw-dropping stories, you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our little storytelling family. Let's begin. I was sitting in my car outside the grocery store, my fingers trembling as I stared at the message I had just sent. My stomach dropped. The name at the top of the chat thread wasn't who I thought it was. I had messaged my best friend like I intended. I'd sent it to my husband. With one accidental tap, I had detonated my entire life. The message was short but devastating. He's starting to get suspicious. I think I need to back off for a while. Last night was risky, but God, worth it. I had meant to send it to Mila, my best friend, the only person who knew about my affair, the only one I trusted enough to confide in. But in a rush of guilt and panic, my brain must have mixed up the contact names. Instead, I sent it directly to the man I had just betrayed. The second the message was delivered, I tried to undo it. I switched off my phone's Wi-Fi and even considered yanking the battery out if that were still possible, but it was already too late. The receipt popped up seconds later. I drove home in a daze. My hands were numb, my lips dry, and every breath felt shallow. I met Darren 10 years ago. We were broke graduate students back then, sharing a cramped apartment with 3 other roommates. Our mattress was on the floor, and our fridge contained more beer than food. But I was happier than I had ever been. He made me laugh like no one else could. He noticed me when I felt invisible. For years, we were solid. But 5 years in, life got heavier. Our careers pulled us in different directions. He was launching a company while I was climbing the ladder at a marketing firm. We became like ships passing in the night, exchanging quick kisses on the cheek and half-finished conversations. Somewhere along the way, we stopped really seeing each other. Then came Nolan. He was the head of an account I'd landed, charming, older, and dangerously exciting after years of predictability. I never planned to cheat. It began with harmless flirting, lingering touches, drinks after long meetings. Then one night in Chicago, we crossed a line I could never uncross. I told myself it was a one-time mistake, that guilt alone would be punishment enough. But it didn't stop. The secrecy was intoxicating, so was the attention. Nolan made me feel desirable again, like I mattered. We met in hotel rooms under fake names and texted on encrypted apps. It became a game, a double life I thought I could control. I told myself I still loved Darren. I came home each night, crawled into bed beside him, and convinced myself I was just broken, needy, selfish. After sending that message, I returned home to a silent house. Darren's car was gone. His phone went straight to voicemail. I paced the living room until the sun went down, every creak of the floorboards making my heart pound. He came home around midnight. His face was unreadable. Without a word, he walked past me to the bedroom and returned carrying a suitcase. "Where are you going?" I asked, barely able to speak. No answer. "Darren?" He turned slowly, holding up his phone. "Risky, huh?" His voice was eerily calm. I opened my mouth to say something, anything, but nothing came out. He shook his head, grabbed his keys, and left. He didn't even slam the door. The following days were a blur. He completely shut me out. He ignored my calls and texts. When I tried showing up at his office, his assistant turned me away. I sent him long, rambling apology emails. No response. Mila was furious when I told her what happened. "You texted him," she groaned. "How do you mess that up?" I was panicking, I whispered. I thought he'd found something. Well, now he has. I ended things with Nolan immediately, blocked his number, told him it was over. His reply was cold. We both knew this would end messy. I hope it was worth it. It wasn't. None of it was. 2 weeks of silence later, Darren finally reached out. He asked to meet at a small diner we used to frequent when we first dated. Neutral ground, I guessed. I arrived early, heart hammering in my chest. He walked in wearing the same leather jacket from early days. He looked exhausted. We sat in silence until he said, "I want to hear it. All of it. No lies." And I told him. Every night, every excuse, every shameful detail, I laid my sins bare. sobbing between breaths. I didn't sugarcoat anything. When I finished, he didn't yell or cry. He just nodded slowly. That's what I thought. Do you hate me? I asked. He studied me for a long moment. I don't know what I feel, but I can't unsee that message. I can't unknow what I know. I begged him to try therapy, separation, anything but this cold distance. But Darren had already decided. I've been thinking about our past, he said. You were my person. You still are, in some twisted way. But I can't live with this version of us. 2 weeks later, we separated. The house felt emptier than I could have imagined. I'd still set out 2 mugs in the morning, fold his laundry out of habit. I torture myself by looking at our wedding photos, the ones where we were smiling like fools, believing forever would be easy. Sometimes I wonder if that text was a subconscious cry for help, if deep down I wanted to be caught because the guilt was eating me alive and I didn't have the strength to stop until someone pulled the plug. Months have passed. Darren hasn't filed for divorce yet, but we barely speak. He moved in with his brother. I keep myself busy to avoid the silence. I haven't spoken to Nolan since ending it. Sometimes I catch a glimpse of someone who looks like him and feel sick. I don't expect sympathy. I broke something sacred. And while I never meant for that text to reach Darren, it revealed a truth that would have surfaced eventually. The worst part? I still love him. I still dream about us in that tiny, shabby apartment with no furniture, filled with nothing but hope. Maybe that version of us is gone forever. But if I could go back to that one moment, that one reckless second, I would rewrite everything. Because it wasn't one wrong text that destroyed my marriage. It was me.